Hi, I'm Andrea Metcalf. Did you know 1 in 3 women are affected by cardiovascular disease? We're at American Airlines Baggage Claim, where they're featuring American Heart Association's Faces of Heart Disease. Now, this, in conjunction with Abbott, is presenting some great information and inspirational stories. Stories like Elizabeth Hines and Michelle Smetana's. Let's hear what they have to say. Hi, Michelle. You're a heart disease survivor, and you also work for Abbott. Tell me about the day that you had your heart episode.
It was just over a year ago, and I had been at work. Abbott was sponsoring a on-site health screening. I'd had my blood pressure and my cholesterol checked. It was perfect. I was better than most of my friends at work. But later that night, after dinner, I was sitting in my car waiting to go home, and I felt some pain through my shoulder, and it crept up my chin, or up my throat, and settled right in that little spot under my chin, and I just knew I didn't feel right. I happened to be by an acute care center, so I went over. And the doctor said that probably saved my life.
So then what was the next step? Did they rush you to the hospital?
No, and I think because I wasn't the profile for heart disease, it took them a little longer to diagnose. Once I eventually made it over to the emergency room, the ER doctor there said he was going to treat me as if I was a 65-year-old man presenting with the same symptoms, and things started happening.
Wow. Now, you said you weren't the typical heart disease patient. What do you exercise? I mean, what was the difference?
I had a little overweight, a little under-exercised, well, like most American women. But nothing terrible. No history of heart disease. It was in my family. So I really wasn't expecting it. And I don't think the doctors were either.
So once you got to the ER, what happened?
Oh, it was just crazy. Chest x-rays, and I had an angiogram the next morning. And the cardiologist was telling me, I don't think it was a heart attack. I don't know what it was. You're not the profile. You're too young. You're not too heavy. You eat well. You don't smoke. It's not a heart attack. I don't know what it is. And he started doing an ultrasound, and he said, it's a heart attack.
Oh, my gosh.
I can't believe it. I'm looking at it. It's there. But I don't believe that I'm looking at it.
So now what?
Now, I didn't have any procedures done. It was a coronary artery spasm. So I just had a little twitch. It was just enough to close off the vessels in my heart and cause the heart attack. So I eat better, I exercise, and I listen to my body to try to keep me going.
Well, it is about listening to our body. And thank goodness that you knew the warning signs and that you knew to take yourself in, because it's always a good idea just to make sure. So what advice do you have for those women out there and everyone else?
Just listen to your body. It will tell you when something's wrong. The symptoms of heart attack for women are so different than for men. I just had some back pain and pain through my throat and into my chin. A little nausea. It wasn't like the Hollywood heart attack with the radiating left arm pain and the pain in your chest like an elephant sitting on you. I didn't have any of that. I just knew I didn't feel good.
And when you don't feel good, get it checked out.
Yeah, it could save your life.
Elizabeth, what was the turning point and what happened?
I was at work and I had my heart attack. It became very classic with the pain in my neck and in my shoulder, very tight chest, tough to breathe. And so I called my sister and I told her, I think I'm having a heart attack. She lives in Arkansas. I don't. Not the best phone call to make. And she suggested, obviously, that I get to the ER immediately.
Elizabeth, tell us a little bit about what happened with your mom.
My mom went to see her physician in August of 2005, complaining of low back pain, general fatigue, just not feeling herself. And her physician said that she should go see a masseuse, that she was fine. She was 64. Went to see a masseuse. Of course, you feel better, but she wasn't better. She went back in September because she was retaining water at an alarming rate. And her doctor said, you're a woman, you retain water, but you don't retain it that much at 64. So Sunday, October 2nd, she went back to the ER and said, I just don't feel well. And they did a blood draw. And before the results were back, she had a massive coronary, and she was gone because they missed it. And when I started being active with Go Red for Women, the statistic was that 1 out of 2 women would die of heart disease. So now I think about that a lot, that my mom maybe was my 2, and she's gone, and I'm here, and I'm grateful to Go Red and the American Heart Association for allowing me to speak and be a volunteer so that we can spread the word so that other people won't lose their moms. and that women can start to really own their heart health.
I think the real message here is to listen to your body. Remember, there are risk factors you can control with exercise, diet, non-smoking, and reduced stress. But even when something doesn't feel right, you really got to go with your gut instincts and get the answers that you need. I'm so glad I have my friends Michelle and Elizabeth with me, and we want you to check out AmericanHeart.org for more information on how you can help make a difference, not only in women's heart health, but in everyone's.